I'm Chiquita Banana, and I've come to say bananas have to ripen in a certain way. And when they're flecked with brown and have a golden hue, bananas taste the best and are the best for you.
Dale, Dale, daylight come and me want go home. Me said day, oh. Daylight come and me want go home.
Bananas are the most popular fruit in international trade. Exports totaled 16.8 million tons in 2006. Bananas are grown in at least 107 countries. Many countries rely on bananas for their livelihood as well as the main staple of their diet, which makes bananas an important worldwide commodity. In order to make the banana market sustainable, much work will have to go into the process to make it environmentally sound, socially responsible, and economically feasible. Bananas are grown by small, independent growers who receive very little of the profit. In Ecuador, there are set minimum prices for growers of $2.90 per box of 43 pounds as of December 2001. Bananas are highly perishable and care must be taken in growing, packaging, handling, ripening, and distributing them. As a result, large transnational companies tend to control the process from growing through their specialized refrigeration, shipping, and ripening facilities. These companies can consistently provide large quantities of high-quality bananas from several growing sources. Most of the value of the banana comes from the transport and distribution costs, so multinational companies receive a higher share of the margins. In 2006, bananas are exported from Ecuador at a price of $250 per ton and sold in the United States for $1.10 per kilogram. An average of 640 ships a year sail in order to deliver these bananas. These ships use bunker fuel to make these journeys. Bunker fuel is very cheap because it is the bottom of the barrel leftover crude oil. One of these ships generates more than 2,000 times the pollution of a diesel truck. In 1 year, the 640 ships produce more pollution than 1 million trucks driving thousands of miles. The bunker fuel burned by the ships produces toxic materials. Bunker fuel has 4,000 to 5,000 times more sulfur than the gasoline in our cars. Banana farming is very unsustainable socially. Because such large companies control banana farms across the globe, the social rights of workers are more often overlooked. Workdays are extremely long, usually between 12 to 14 hours with overtime unpaid. During these long hours, workers are routinely exposed to pesticides such as DBPC, which is used to kill microscopic worms on the roots of banana plants. Extended periods of contact with these poisons have left countless women, men, and children as young as 8 years old sterile. Unbelievably enough, many large corporations don't care about the workers' well-being. Their only goal is to make money. These companies employ workers for periods of less than 90 days, purposely so that the farmers cannot acquire benefits such as vacations, healthcare, or retirement. Sadly, most workers do not speak up against their injustices because they are scared into submission. If workers try to join unions, they are threatened by losing their job. Many times, workers who attempt to organize or fight for their rights are fired and their names are blacklisted, making it impossible to find jobs at other plantations. Thousands of workers endure this terrible affliction across the globe, and for what price? As little as $3 a day, roughly $6 less than what it takes for a family to survive. As with most agricultural production, there are environmental impacts from banana farming. Most bananas are produced on large-scale plantations in heavy precipitate climates. A tropical rainforest is an ideal climate for banana trees. Therefore, a large amount of deforestation is occurring to make way for agricultural use. When heavy forested areas are turned into open croplands, there are many negative impacts on the surrounding ecosystem. There are fewer plants to absorb the water and slow down the runoff speed, therefore leading to a higher groundwater table and more erosion of land into lakes and rivers. In high precipitate climates, the effects of erosion can be multiplied due to the excessive amount of water in the hydraulic cycle. Large banana monocultures cause soil degradation and nutrient loss. However, since bananas are grown on trees, they are not easily rotated to preserve nutrient-rich soil. This means that extensive amounts of fertilizers are used to produce maximum yield every year. Because of the high rate of runoff, there is a large amount of phosphorus and nitrogen fertilizers washing into the watersheds. This leads to poor water quality in the large area that connects the water systems. To make the environmental sector of banana production more sustainable, drip irrigation can be used. It sprinkles water directly into the root zone of each plant and minimizes water use, evaporation, runoff, and power use. To try to conserve water, unnecessary plants that are in the banana plantation that compete for water can be eliminated. To conserve rainforests and make use of unfavorable land, terracing can be used. Another sustainable farming practice is no-till farming. Benefits to the soil include less compaction, better retention of nutrients, and well-being of soil microbes. Less tilling also uses less fuel and can be profitable due to less irrigation, labor, and machinery costs. When soil degrades, we should refrain from chemical fertilizers that contain salt and instead plant legume crops that form natural symbiotic relationships with nitrogen-fixing bacteria. Organic farming is highly recommended for there is little to no use of pesticides. To make transportation more sustainable, marine diesel oil should be used as it is low sulfur content. To make banana production socially responsible, healthcare benefits should be offered to workers and their families. Workers should experience reasonable hours, fair pay, and limited exposure to pesticides. Banana production has a far way to go before it becomes sustainable, but there are many good practices that can be implemented to make this commodity environmentally sound, socially responsible, and economically feasible. In our Stella model, we observe that the bananas produced and the soil depreciation continue to increase exponentially. Around 7 months, the bananas produced begin to increase faster than the soil depreciation. In real life, the soil depreciation would lead to fewer bananas produced. In our graph, labor and profit remain the same with the increase in investment. In real life, it would be expected that labor would remain the same while profit increased with investment.